Hello, hello, hello. Happy June 19th to those who celebrate. Cheers. I like freedom in any aspect of any part of anything. Live free or die, motherfucker. You know how I do. If you can, please. A streamer has been acting a fool. I did a test earlier. People were waiting for me to go live. Can you leave a comment so I know that you're here? Leave a comment. Come on, let me know. Let me know that you're here and that you're ready and that you're here for this wonderful thing. I see like 3 people watching right now. I know there's more. Give me those YouTube comments. Give me those Facebook comments. Let me know. All right, Katrina's here. She's left a comment. Here, hold on. What does this do? Show comments on stage. I don't know what that means, but let's see what that means. I just clicked it on. Kat, leave another comment. Let's see what show comments on stages. I don't know what a stage, like, is this the stage? Is that the stage? Where is the stage? Does anyone know? I need a comment from YouTube to let people know that we're here. But tonight, guests are missing. A couple reasons why that could be. One, guest comments on a stage does not mean anything, apparently. It didn't go anywhere. Chat overlay will display live comments directly on your stream. It did not. It did not. That thing doesn't work. I clicked it. It didn't. Oh, wait. Oh, there's a box here. There's a box here. Maybe if more comment. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. It auto posted my comments on the stream. Oh, look at that. Amazeballs. I'm not sure if that's great for what I do because I normally have a full party. But can I make it bigger? Let's see if I can make it bigger. No. Yes, it's tiny. I know it's tiny. It's tiny. But it's there. Hi, Sarah. How are you? But so tonight we don't have a lot of people. So one, people celebrate June 19th. Maybe that's why. Juneteenth. 2, HeroesCon. A lot of people at HeroesCon. Lots of people setting up, driving, flying, doing their thing. So could be that. Could be that. 3, I'll fucking know. I don't know. I messaged a whole bunch of people. I messaged it in groups. Richard Davis, a parent who really wanted me to be on the show. Probably the only reason why I'm doing the show. He's on his way. He'll be here in a few. So I've got people. I let people know that we're here. So if someone wants to come, they can come. But until other people come, I have a guest who can solo this bitch. He's been here. He's an ongoing guest. My good friend Sean Woods. How are you, Sean?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. And it looks like it's you and me for now.
I'm known for not being very popular, so this was bound to happen at some point. I did that whole post this morning. A lot of people think I'm not well because of the mental thing. Maybe it's just like I don't want to see this crazy person. I mean, that's it.
I think it's the teeny tiny comments. That's crazy how small that is.
Yeah, it's super small. I can make it big still. I think. Can we have both? Yeah, we have both. I would love to be on your show sometime, but I've got no active campaigns. Well, Sarah, just jump in. I like that it fades into you, which is nice. It's like fading in like a Star Wars, what are those? What is that called?
Oh, I don't even know.
What would it be called? It has a word. Train, trail, the dun, 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 dun,
I mean, I feel like Star Wars started that. At least that's the first time I ever saw it.
David Lee, what are we playing? Magic the Gathering. We're gonna play some Magic. I haven't played in years. I don't even know the stack anymore, but that's what I'm playing. Okay. So, Sean, you and I are in a unique position. You and I are both finishing our stuff.
Yep.
Which is wild. That's really cool. This is your first completed work, right? I mean, Retcon technically is a one shot, so I guess that's completed. But you talked all your shenanigans.
Yeah. This is my first trade. Will be my first trade coming up. Right. So that was my first goal, starting out 2.5 years ago when we first started talking. So it's crazy. It's finally here. It feels like it hasn't been that long, just because I've been constantly doing comics like this entire time. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm
And you
glad.
and I've had a lot of talks about it. There was, you've gone through the whole cycle of
Yeah,
this is cool. I really want to get my art out. Hey, should I really be spending all this money? I have a family.
yeah,
My wife thinks that maybe this is a good idea. I think maybe this is not a good. The whole cycle, we all
right.
go
Oh,
through
yeah,
all the cycles. Except my
yep.
wife, I always like keep doing it. But I had a few before that did not feel the same.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's kind of on board now. I mean, after she's on recon and the possibilities of what it can
awesome.
do.
All right, what she
Yeah,
visually felt about. Okay.
yeah. It's like, oh, this is not just a dream that'll never happen. This is something that can be good, that can do future things,
And I'm
So
sure you did the what all men do. Well, the real money's in the trade. It's all
what do I
finished.
do?
Real money's in the trade.
Right, yeah.
I feel you.
Yep.
So how does it feel to end to have written that last script? How much of the art is done?
Yes, I got like 2 pages left of the art.
Wow.
So I mean, it'll be done. I mean, I'm saying it'll be out in September. It'll definitely be out in September. Most of the pages are already colored. He's still working on a couple that's behind, but yeah. Yeah, this last page, really the last 4 pages, I hope is a jaw dropper for everybody that reads it. I've been holding on to this one secret for the last page the entire time, and I want to talk about it, but kind of ruins the book.
Right. And this is it right here. I cannot see. All right, so you are only about 420 from 420, man. That is not a reference that is really me, but the
Right.
the fans like it, the people like it.
420 and almost at 69.
Yeah. This is a double whammer here, But this is the big end, the big thing. What made you decide to do 4 instead of 5?
Yeah, I just like the even number, honestly, and I just thought the way I can break it up would be good for 4. And I mean, maybe at the beginning, honestly, I could have thought that it'd be. I don't know if I could make it to 5 at that point,
Okay.
Early on. So I wanted to get it out, but yeah. But I mean, so this is the arc finale. So this is breaking up this story, but then I have the idea to keep on going is to do 2 more arcs to this story too. Eventually. So I don't know how quickly it'll be because I'm also doing the next Recon Universe one shot and then also the other book that we've talked about at the same time. So we'll see how quickly I get it out.
I also think it's sometimes good to take a little bit of break between the trade,
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't know what he's talking about, but yes, it is.
Just yes.
Do you I was going to ask. Are you when you go to 5? Is it going to be 5, or are you going to be starting at a new number 1 for the second arc?
It's a good question. I mean, I always thought of it as a 5, but yeah, maybe it should be because it's a new story. I mean, it's ongoing, but at the same time, the second arc is more about Damon, whereas the first one's been about Hunter. Right. So, I mean, it's going to have all the same characters. So I don't know. It could make sense to do a new number 1, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a tagline. I mean, legacy numbers are a thing now, right? Like that.
Right.
You go to the comic store, and legacy numbers are a thing. So you could have you could figure out a way to make your logo have a legacy number. Like I kind of wish some of my stuff had that.
Yeah,
and they will going forward. Granite State Punk, when I do 6 for Granite State Punk, nice. It's going to be labeled as 6.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that's a good idea. Good thing to think about because I know number 1s always do, better as well. They know it's a new thing versus the new arc or whatever. So yeah, we'll see.
It's hard to figure out the right answer to that. Hold on. Let me share your link to everybody to make sure everybody backs you. We should probably talk about what exactly the book is, right?
Yeah, of course.
We know it's here. We know it's a thing. We know Davey says, yes, it is. It's a new day. Yes. Oh, is that what he said? Did I say new day? Because that's what that would mean for me. Is it a wrestling reference? Because I'm all about it. It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yep. So The Fog Within, though, it is a dystopian, futuristic book. There's rebels. There's a regime in place. The first issue starts out, there's a catastrophic event in the present. A couple of days later, after this event happens, they still don't know what it is. He gets in an argument with his newly married wife, Madison, and he goes on a run, ends up running through some fog, and somehow ends up 26 years in the future after this fog. Doesn't know how he got there, doesn't know what's going on. There's rebels that are there. They know that he's going to be there to pick them up. There's fighting that ensues and all this crazy action. And the first issue is more about world building. They're just talking about the town of Brooks that he's in. Now this regime is in place. They put up a wall because the catastrophic event caused an infection. And they don't really know what the infection is. And he is supposed to be there to get them out of this town, to save them by this prophecy that they've heard over these 26 years that he's been missing. The second issue, he's learning that this ability is within him, hence the Fog Within. And he learns about his ability and trains. And I put some spotlight on a couple of the rebels in another scene in the book. And then issue 3, now he knows his abilities, he knows his powers. He wants to finish this prophecy and stop Damon and his schism and swarm soldiers and everybody. And they want to hold him back because they don't feel like he's ready. Some craziness happens with the rebels. He feels like he's let them down at some point and goes off on his own to try to stop Damon. And that's how issue 3 stops. And issue 4, these first 5 pages shows he is against Damon. He's against the swarm soldiers. And it's not going too well for him by himself. And everybody is culminating to this area. And pretty much the entire issue is just nonstop action of all the rebels and all the schism guys fighting with story-driven, crazy 90s action. So it's a lot of fun. And like I said, it's been 2.5 years in the making.
Yeah.
And just glad it's finally getting out there.
Well, one of the things that, I love, I remember talking to you one day, and I was like, so, what's your opus? What's your opus? Because everybody has an opus. And when are you going to get to your opus? Like, what's your plan and how you get there? And you're like, sit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Starting big, Sean. Sean does not play.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't listen to that advice starting out that everyone said, do a one shot or try to do an anthology first and build. And yeah, I decided to do time traveling, crazy, a lot of characters all at once, 12-issue story. Yeah.
Davey Lee, definitely not writing from experience. My prediction, instead of dealing with his wife, the protagonist slips into psychosis where he imagines a world faster has much more manageable problems. That's Davey projecting, just so you know, Sean. I won't tell you about Davey's life, but I know Davey, and that's a little projection for him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's some truth to that too.
He's going through some stuff. Again, I won't tell all the details, and I don't know all the details, to be honest. Things change extra, but I will tell you one of his posts today. Today in the single morning, he was out a PS3, a roommate, and a spatula. And shut up, it's not you. So Davy's short a spatula, and that's just rough,
Gotta have a spatula.
It looks like we have our other guest here,
Nice.
Rich Davies. How are you, Rich?
Hey, man, how you doing? I'm doing great.
I think that was 2011. The spatula was crushing. Everyone's really upset about the spatula, Rich.
Oh, what happened to the spatula? Did you break it?
Someone took Mr. Davey Lee's spatula, PlayStation 3, and roommate. I'm not concerned about the
very
roommate of the
upset
PS3,
about two of those things.
but a good spatula that can't be replaced.
No, I mean it's super valuable,
right? and PS3s are backwards compatible. They can play PS2. I mean, those are valuable.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
Not a PS4 or 5 where you can't do that shit.
Right. Yeah, it's actually you can play PS1 and PS2 on it. Those are 3 game systems in one.
David Lee says it was scraping, not crushing. Okay. Think he's talking about the spatula. Maybe he's talking about his roommates. I don't know. But welcome to the show. It's a low party tonight, and I think the reason why is probably everyone's at Heroes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Why are you
everyone
at
but
Heroes?
me.
That's pretty close to you, right?
Yeah. I just didn't. I'm cutting back on the number of cons I'm doing this
Okay.
year. Honestly, a little conned out. So really wanted to focus on getting Angel Hunter finished and getting it out there, and not waste time at a convention drinking and having, because I'd probably be in the bar right now. So this is much better use of my time.
I was too lazy to get to the top of the fridge where the liquor was, so that's about as far. A bar would be better because there's no obstacle except for money, and
Right.
Capital One doesn't decline me. I mean, I have a limit, but I don't push it.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't push it too much.
Right. I shouldn't push it too much. All right. So we've got my boy out here. We've got the Fog Within. I've shared it out. We're going to try to get you to 66 backers and try to get you to 2,100. We'll see what happens tonight.
Cool.
I think that's possible. Anthony is drinking on my behalf. Thank you, Anthony. And don't always take drinks from Anthony. He'll give you some at cons, and he'll have you were already dead at the con where he brought it over, Rich. And you would have given us all COVID if we had it.
Mega. So. Oh God, yeah, I would have been typhoid Mary to everybody. I was so sick at MegaCon. It was so bad.
Yeah, he did a Friday of the show is really what he did, because on Saturday he was still looking around, getting his bearings, and then we didn't see him after Saturday.
Yeah, I was so sick.
No, actually, that was Friday.
Yeah,
I take it back. It was Thursday. We arrived. You did the whole day Thursday, and then Friday you were kind of like most people. It wasn't crazy busy. So you're walking around and doing your stuff. Knowing that Saturday will be the big day, and then
right. And then it was the big day. I spent it in bed. I don't think I rolled over. I just took the meds and was gone.
Yeah.
Woke up sometime on Sunday.
So let's see what you've got. Sean, do you know Rich?
Yeah, I think we've been on a podcast once a little while. JD's show.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yep.
So I know you got it. All right, let's get it up here.
That's not mine, but it looks cool.
That's mine, but it's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my stuff doesn't look that cool. Oh wait, yes it does.
All right. 102 pages of Angel/hunting.
Yes, Angel Hunter.
Oh.
I mean, there is Angel Hunting.
Well, it says Angel/hunter up here.
Yes, Angel/hunter.
Right.
It's a manga thing.
I don't understand it then.
Yeah, I don't quite understand it either, but there are reasons for the Angel/hunter. It's like they've got Spy X Spy and all that type stuff, or Hunter X Hunter, all that fun stuff. So it's a manga convention, and it does play a little bit into the theme of the book with people being both angels and hunters, people hunting angels. So there's quite a bit of meaning to that little title.
Nice. So tell us what we got here.
So this is the Kickstarter page for my newest project, Angel Hunter. It is a 102-page seinen manga-inspired story. It's about humanity's first strides after being expelled from Eden. Humans have to claw out an existence in a world that's dominated by the 13 fallen angels and their armies of kaiju Nephilim. So we'll follow 4 special children they'll be bad things happen. They have to leave their villages, and along the way, they discover that they have special powers. And we will find out if they're going, as those powers develop. They have to decide whether they want to save the world or break it.
Nice. And what's good about, specifically backing you? I mean, you have several trades under your belt, so this is not
Oh
your
yeah.
first rodeo.
No, I've got 3 full trade paperbacks in comic book stores. 18 that's 18 issues, 6 each. Plus I've got Embalming Day, which is in an anthology. And then Reign of Dracula, we have the first 2 issues of that out. So yeah, this is definitely not my first rodeo, although it is the first time I've ever done a Kickstarter on my own.
Okay.
Usually, well, every other time I've done one, they were handled by the publisher. Like SourcePoint Press did one for the Cult of Dracula hardcover edition. Thorny Comics did one for the Reign of Dracula deluxe first issue. But yeah, so I've never done one on my own before. So yeah, it's been an experience. Was really excited, really nervous as hell on the morning we launched. But we funded in 47 minutes. So that took a little of the pressure off for about 30 seconds, and then I freaked out again. So
right. Yeah, it's hard too, and it's extra hard for those who are following this just to be interested. It's really hard for someone whose primary work, like Rich, who's been in the direct market, it's really a brand new audience, right?
It really is.
It's really easier. It's semi easier for Rich to go to a store and go, "Hey, can you buy 10 copies and put it on your shelf?" People know my name versus, "Hey, try this Kickstarter." Individual people. It's a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, nobody on Kickstarter really knows who I am. But I've had some really cool people like you and Jeff Haas and Joey Galvez, kind of help me along, show me some things, and done a lot of podcasts. And, I'm learning. This is my first, but it won't be the last. Angel Hunter, this is the first volume in a 10-volume saga. It's by far the most ambitious thing I've ever done. We've got this whole thing, but when it's all said and done, there will be well over 1,000 story pages to Angel Hunter. So we're not releasing these in floppies. We're going straight to the thick graphic novel manga sized books. So there's a lot of content in here for $24.99 is the MSRP essentially. So you get a hell of a lot of content for just $24. I wanted to offer a lot of value for what we were doing here. As far as just content. It's a really I don't know. It's a special story to me. I really feel like we've got something good here. So I wanted to bribe people as much as I could with a lot of awesome content to kind of entice them to back this thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know, as someone who's actually seen more of these pages, there's tons of pages done. The majority of the book's done, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's all done.
It's all done? Yeah.
Yep. It's ready to go to the printer. We were supposed to go to Kickstarter about a month ago, but Les and I, while we were going through it, we decided we weren't entirely happy with the back end of the book. So we went back, cut a couple of scenes, reorganized some things, and ended up, even after cutting, we ended up expanding the book by another 12 pages. So it went from 90 pages to 102. And now we finally got to something we were very proud of, and we're ready to get out there to people. So yeah, it's all done.
Nice. Yeah, I think it looks good. I'm excited about it. You got some metal prints in here. There's a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put you aside here. We're going to try to get you at least another backer here and try to get you at least $20. So we're going to yell at people if we need to. We'll see what we need to do in a minute.
I like yelling at people.
Yeah, we may have to do that. I don't know what will come from yelling at people here, but we're going to get you. Let me get these both written down. Where's my book? This is Sean's favorite part of the show, where I look for a notebook, which I should have ready before I start. Sean comes every time I do these because he's smart. He figures out when I'm going to launch and make sure that he can be on my show so we can get at least a backer a week.
There you go.
That or you're just always live, so it always works out.
I am not live like every other week or something.
No, it's like every 3 weeks, I think. Every 2 weeks. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm always live, but whether or not I'm live with an Orange Comb project, that's the question.
Yeah, that's true.
What's going on here? What's going on?
This is your fourth this year?
What's up?
Is this your fourth campaign this year, I think? No?
4th/5th.
Yeah.
Hey, I found Recon. Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, right there. Guess where it was? With the notebook.
With the notebook.
Wait,
are we talking like Nicholas Sparks notebook?
No, just a regular notebook.
Oh, okay.
Just a regular notebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down you guys' campaigns and how much you're at. Fresh. So we are at. Sean is at. Work, pen, work. All right, you're working. Sean is at 65 backers, 2,080. We're going to try to get him to 66 and 2,100. We'll see what happens. And that is Fog Within. I need a new pen because that pen is garbage. Fog Within. Here, I'll show you guys. See, I wrote it down. It's all good. Everybody. Oh, you can't see that. Can you ever see that? Probably not with the light. No,
I
it's
see.
there.
I see stuff on paper. I trust you.
It's there.
I trust you.
We're gonna put you down. We're gonna put Angel/Hunter, even though it's called Angel Hunter. It makes sense if I was Japanese. Apparently, I am not. So I don't know how it works. And we're gonna try to get you guys some backers tonight. We're going to get you to 44 at least. We're going to go 2,262. Normally, Rich, I have a full show. Like normally every slot's finished. That's how I know it's got to be heroes.
Got to be heroes.
Yeah.
Normally every box is full and people yelling that they can't get in.
Ah.
All right, last one here. Oh, I'm still big, aren't I? Sorry about that. All right, next up, we have my campaign. Because I only do things for selfish reasons. Come on. All right. We have Voodoo Nations, the last issue. So this is the complete issue. So if you've been waiting for the series to be complete, it is right here. Voodoo Nations is about a voodoo priest who is having a time of his life running this small little cult out in Brazil. Some missionaries come in to work on a flood that happened in that area. And he decides that to murder the husband and then resurrect him and resurrect him wrong. And now they're chasing him around the world trying to figure out how to fix her husband. This is the last of the series. We've gone to Brazil. We've gone to Mexico. We've gone to New Orleans. We've gone to the outer world. We've got angels. So if you're into angels, there's a lot of angels.
Tonight's the night.
Tonight's the night. No Nephilim, just full on angels.
I got plenty of Nephilim.
You got plenty of Nephilims. So
Yep.
So yeah, this is it. It's the end of the series. This is the last issue. We are funded. We are working on our first stretch goal, which is a digital update. Got a lot of stuff. Sean, I was going to show you. You should do this now that you're going into year 3. I think something like this would be good for you.
Yeah.
Because you did one in 2003, right? At the end. Or not?
Yeah, the first one was in 23. Yeah.
Yeah, 23. So you got 23, 24, then 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. This is the This is the fourth Kickstarter, but Hospice right here ran into January.
Gotcha.
So it was December, January. So, but yes, you're right. This is our fifth for the year, which means I missed a month. That's how I see it. I know you see it as like you've done a lot.
Right.
Oh, good. I remembered to back when I got back from Brick World. Well, thank you. Sarah says because Japan. See, she agrees because Japan. That's
Because Japan. Yep.
Because
That's all you need to say.
right. Because Japan does what Japan does. Share this out to people so people can back and do the thing, and then we'll talk for a little bit. I've only got 21 hours to go. We're at the end of the road here, which is the opposite of Rich. He's got 20 days to go.
Yep. Yeah, we just
Oh, we got-
launched well, yeah, I guess about 10 days ago. I guess it's been now.
So, and you, like I said, I remember you being nerve-wracked the first day and mentioned that in a couple of groups, but you're feeling better now?
Definitely. No, not at all. I want I needed to get higher. Basically what we've done now, that we've reached the minimum we need to really print the book and get it out there. And now I'd like to actually start making some money for all my hard work.
Yeah, sure.
If
Yeah,
if that's possible in comic books anymore.
It is not. And it's I'm going to blame Eric Larson.
It's Eric Larson's fault.
And here's why it's Eric Larson's fault. Let me tell you why it's Eric Larson's fault. Because he doesn't care if he makes money. He just keeps putting them out there. And if with that kind of attitude, it's really going to hold the rest of us down.
Right.
The rest of us can't live under Eric Larson's rule. So I blame Eric Larson. Get your back there. All right. So let me write mine down. Voodoo Nations. And we're going to go, we're at 3,644. 158. We're going to try to get to 159 and 3,654. Well, the first thing I'm going to ask then, Rich, have you reached out? I know SourcePoint is hard to get to do stuff, but have you reached out to Thorny and asked him to do an update on that old campaign, or can you do an update on that old campaign?
You mean on the Reign of Dracula campaign?
Yeah.
Not really a whole lot to update on that. I mean, they don't really keep me informed a lot about. I know
what I'm saying is you can do an update and let them know you have a new project live.
Yeah.
You had some access on the Kickstarter. Those are your backers. You can see if anybody who enjoyed your work may come over, and I think that's a way to get you some backers.
I am glad I came on here. I just learned something new. I didn't know you could do that. So,
yes, you can go to all your old campaigns and you can do that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that is on my list to do first thing in the morning.
Yeah, there's two ways to do it. Can I show you? Hold on. Let me see if I can. You're not allowed to show people your backers. So give me a second. Let me give you a second. See if I can block the screen somehow. Let me see. Because there's two ways to do it. Let me show you the two ways. And by the way, this is why Sean comes too. He's always getting educated. Sean, when he first started the first couple of campaigns, he was changing the campaign weekly based on advice.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I feel
not
you,
so
man.
much right now.
You.
But yeah, good Lord.
Yeah, I think
my other advice is too late for you is lower that shipping a little bit. 9's a little rough. I know it's probably accurate, but it's better to ask for 26 and have cheaper shipping.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't think about that actually. Raising the MSRP.
Yeah, it's better to do it that way if you really need that money.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, shipping's brutal, man. It's
and it's
so
almost
expensive.
legitimately to $9. It's just not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about 8. Well,
Yeah,
and
it's
also
when you factor in
we're
all your other stuff. Yeah, it's about 8.
yeah, it's I want to say it's about 875 is what it's gonna cost to ship.
So, so right here, uh, is message. See, I can message on the backer report. I can do an update, or I can message all the backers right there. So I can message all the backers of this campaign. 679 privately
Oh
message
wow.
them. Hey, have you got that? Now
Oh wow.
you can do that, but you don't want to do it all the time. Like that's a one thing because you don't want to piss them off.
Right.
You know. So do it whenever you feel like you want to do that. But you can
And
do an
people
update
get
as many times as you
so
want.
touchy about their email
They do.
boxes. I'm like, I don't even check my email, so I don't even care what's in it. And I legitimately had a guy the other day went completely apoplectic on me, wrote this just nasty email back to me about, he didn't sign up for my email, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I don't know who the guy is. I don't know where he signed up. I mean, we got email addresses at conventions all year, last year, everything. So, but I mean, I was like, bro, all you just delete it and move on. How long did it take you to write this nasty email?
Right. Yeah, no doubt. I always forget to check my messages on character. I should do that. Yeah, that's the other thing too. That's a problem when you start running as many campaigns as I do. Someone will message you in the middle of the night. You read it. You're like, oh, I need to get back to that guy. And then you can't find it in your email. And you're like, oh, shit.
Like, where did it go?
One campaign somewhere needs a book. Let's see. And it's always the one like from 2 years. Like I literally had someone fill out a campaign from Neverland the other day. And I was just like, hey, man, I don't have access to that anymore. Like I'll send it to you, but you gotta help me out and give me your address.
Right. Like, I don't know. I can't get back to that.
Yeah. And some people even have rules like Charlie Stickney, like it's 6 months. You have 6 months to get your reward or you're done. You can't,
Yeah. I mean, it sounds reasonable, because you can't warehouse that stuff, in perpetuity. You got to do something with it.
Do you have any people who haven't been able to send books to, Sean?
Yeah. There's a couple that didn't do, the surveys, but my first backer, my very first from the Fall Within #1, he never did the survey. He just did it last month. And I went to look at it and I don't have access to it. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, I really want you to get this book. Because I met him at cons and stuff. So that was one of the first people I talked to. And he hasn't messaged me back yet. So.
Because they don't probably check it. You're going to have to figure out his email somehow, which is...
Oh, I'm Facebook friends with him. I've messaged him on Facebook and everything.
Oh, wow.
For years. But I'm trying to bug him. So I'm like, yeah. I might see him at a con. I'll have... Because I'm doing the Tyler Comic Con next weekend. That's like the big one around here. And he's been there before. So maybe he'll have a booth and I'll just be like, here.
Like, here's your book.
Yeah. We'll see.
It's crazy. It's stressful, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
Yeah, I'm really bad. I don't fill out the surveys. I forget. I'm just like, I'll see the notification. I'll be like, I'll get to it later. So there's a lot of people I've backed on Kickstarter that I'm like, at this point, I forgot what I backed. So go resell that book.
See, Travis has to do his surveys because everybody sees if he doesn't do the surveys on the show. Come up with that red.
At the top. Oh, yeah. People yell at me. They're like, fill out your surveys. I'm like, I just got it.
Yeah, they just came.
I literally just got it.
Yeah.
And, and not so, when you're a creator, there's people you back because you like them. There's people you like because you like them and you like their book. And then there's books that you really wanted to get. Like there's 3 categories and none of them are wrong. But so that makes it even extra stressful too. And less exciting when you get the box. You're like, is this the one I really want to read? Or is this just a guy I gave to, his book was cheap enough. I gave him $10 and what did I get? I remember there was one that was like crazy, like pot paraphernalia, which isn't like our house. So I said, got to throw that away. I was like, all right. So I wasted whatever amount of money that is. So, All right. So yeah, that's one of the ways you can get some new backers there, Rich. I think that's a good idea to get that. Do that.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. No, that's fantastic advice.
Do you have
Thank
access
you.
to both of them, or just Thorny, or just?
I don't know. Probably just the one at Thorny Comics. I've had no contact with anybody at Source Point Press in, I don't know, 2 years, I guess.
Charles back to give him Rich, are you in a yes, he is.
Maybe. No,
Are you interested?
I can totally see why, though, with the curtains behind. But it would be nice.
They do look like bath curtains. I didn't think about that yet.
They totally do. They totally do. And you know what? If I can get backers, I will do a podcast from a bubble bath. That's no problem.
No problem.
I will do whatever it takes.
You're out of Tennessee, right? Am I remembering right?
Yes, I'm in Tennessee.
What part of Tennessee?
So I live in Knoxville, but I'm currently in Cookeville, Tennessee. I had a house fire last July, so I've been in temporary housing, living on my grandparents' old farm.
See, inspiration. Yeah, he's in a bath. He had a fire and now he's paranoid. So he he sleeps right next to the bath.
I do.
Water.
I'm going to jump in. That way I don't burn up.
I actually just met a nice couple from Knoxville. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Maybe you've met them. They did the scene for about 8 years. They are a Christian husband and wife team called Nerd Church, I guess. And they do a church out there.
I don't know them, but I'm aware of them.
Yeah, I guess I do cons out there, and the whole thing is to go to churches to Comic-Cons to let comic nerd people know that they can read comics and be a Christian.
Exactly.
It's very weird that they're so out of touch that they think that we feel that way.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
like one of us was sitting around and we're like, oh, fuck. Bible or Spawn? Well, Spawn has the better cover.
Right.
So
that Spawn cover is really pretty awesome.
Right. And you can't flip a Bible, at least easily, right? I mean, you could flip your comics, right?
I mean, like maybe the Gutenberg Bible, you could flip that pretty fast.
Right. But you can't CGC it. Yeah, you can't get slapped.
No. Maybe
and
tear
the only one who's
pages
signing
out
it
of
now is Trump. The Catholics won't do that. All right. Well, let's look at our campaigns again. See if anybody's given us any money. See if anybody likes us. See if we've made enough money to get rich in the bath. Tom agrees. Bible needs some variant covers for sure. Absolutely. Because even the variant covers, they're very lackluster. It's just a different cross, or they just add, this is the men's Bible. It's
right.
Right. This is the woman's Bible. This one's pink.
This is the kids'
Bible. This is the Book of Mormon. All right, that one's a little different, but for the most part,
just a little, but
right. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, double my campaign take, and I will carry my laptop into the bubble bath right now.
Which will also get you your money refund because he'll probably die when he drops in the bath.
Probably.
I could sell some Bibles, man. I can just imagine Tom. If you've ever seen Tom, he sells like comics. He does like a thing on the Comic Experience where he comics. I'd love him just to throw the variant covers of the Bible. Ooh, this is a very rare one. Came out in 90. This is the holofoil. This is the death of Jesus. As you see, it's very much like the death of Superman.
Somebody's going to do that eventually. They're going to put
it's
out
public domain. Time to branch out. Wait, so I renounce my Lord and Savior to read comics for nothing? That's what I'm telling you, Anthony. That's what I'm telling you. Nerd Church could help you.
They're very well-meaning people, but yeah, I kind of out of touch.
No, I like them. I met with them. They're super nice, and I think they just they're going to places. I mean, they're going to places where they feel that God isn't at, and looking for
Right.
followers. That's what they're supposed to do. Good for them.
Right.
I like that better than knocking on my house door.
Right. And they're way better than those people who set up at Dragon Con, on the corner and they just scream at the whole weekend. And it's like, do you really think that's going to change anybody's mind? Like, has that changed anybody's mind in the whole 50 years you've been doing this?
No.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. They're just crazy.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And they don't like it when you describe scripture back to them. They are not a fan.
No, they do not.
As someone who happens to know a little bit of it, like, let's take that book out and see what you're saying here.
Yeah. Well, let's look over here.
You're the guy who's not here, who sent you here, knows all that stuff, right? Because that guy doesn't. Right. He doesn't do this part. He did this a long time ago. He's not
right. Now he has people for that.
He has people for that. All right. Let's see what the fog of one. So last time we left you, Sean, you were at 2,080 and 65 backers, and you were sad. You were crying. I remember earlier you were crying on the show, and it was super embarrassing.
Yeah, it was awful.
So I promised you one backer.
Too.
And it looks like we got that. But you know what?
Nice.
I think we can do better, Sean. I think we can do better. Why don't we talk about this for a minute? Like, let's tell people about it. Tell them how this is basically. See, Sean was very sad. See, everyone was here before Sean.
It was backstage too. Travis was trying to calm me down. That's why we started.
That's why we were late starting. Sean was just crying. All right, so let's go through the campaign one time. Do you want to watch the trailer? We can do that. We only have 3 people today, so we could do stuff like that.
Yeah. It's only a minute. It's got some cool music.
I mean, if that 80s music isn't enough to inspire people to be like, hey, I'm going to throw my money at Sean, I don't know what is.
That made me feel Sean, like bad dudes.
We do have some questions. Tom Hutchinson wants you to tell us how you won all those Olympic medals behind you. Is it curling?
Yes, that's the only sport that I'm any good at is curling. Devoted my life to it. Before comics was all curling. No, but honestly, I mean, they are all participation medals, but there's like marathons and stuff like that in it too. So I jokingly say I just have participation medals, but 4 or 5 hours worth of running at one time, I think I want a medal for that if I do that. And a couple. But yeah, that's what all that is. It's all running. That's how all this started. Was the Fog Within came from when I was running one morning in the fog, and I just had the random idea, what if I went through the fog and ended up somewhere else? And this is what sprouted from all of that. So
comics and curling, what a great combination. That is a medal worth. Well, all right. So now I got a lot of questions about this. One, why? You don't have to run. That's why we invented cars. You can get places fast. It's great. Also, do you know we're the only animal who does not think we're going to die if we have to go a long distance? Majority of animals they found, if they have to go over like 2 or 3 miles, they will just die. Homeward bound is a lie.
Interesting.
It's actually an interesting thing about humans where we believe that there's something at the end where most don't. Though I argue that because you always hear these stories of these dogs who've gone hundreds of miles to find their family and can somehow sniff them out in California.
True. They get their own movie.
They get their own movie.
Yeah. But I mean, the running thing, I mean, it started I'm always obsessing about something. So that was my obsession before comics, before writing. I just joined because a couple of my friends were in it, and I was like Forrest Gump. I started walking, and then I just started running, and I just never stopped. I'm still running, just not as much because writing takes up a lot of time and work. And, family.
I was hoping you were just like Forrest Gump, where you're like, "No, I'm tired. I'm going home."
I haven't gone that far of a distance either, too. I'd love to do an ultra, which is like anything over 26 miles. But having small kids, I don't have time to train like that. It's nuts. Those people, I've got full respect for those guys because that's like their entire life.
So tell people why they should open up their wallets.
Yeah.
Figure out what's in the fog.
So it's the idea. It was definitely to be 90s over the top action. You got rebels, you got dystopian futures, you got a regime in place. You got crazy weapons. You've got swarm soldiers, which is kind of like our Foot Clan, kind of mix between Foot Clan and Sentinels. You got actually a family-based dynamic for the rebels. A lot of the characters I was thinking of, like the Ninja Turtles, like Raphael is kind of like my character Alpha. He's kind of angry all the time and, just going for it. And you got the leader type character like Leonardo is Cole. He kind of helps Hunter along. So you got crazy action. You got some powers. I used to say the spiel was it's G.I. Joe meets X-Men. And I'll say that this is the first issue that kind of delves a little bit more into the X-Men side of things. So you always knew there's powers in the book. There's more powers in this one, and it's cool how it comes to be. And the last couple of pages, pretty much each page, the last 4 pages, there's a jaw-dropping moment that hopefully wows everybody that's been reading it for this entire time and new readers as well. And there's a lot of Easter eggs too that I've been holding on to that like it's just like a one-liner in the first issue that actually finally pays off in this issue. So a lot of waiting games.
This is the issue they all make out. So that's
It's the swimsuit issue. Well, with the X-Men they did that with Jim Lee or whatever. That's what this is. No, but a lot of fun. Hunter and Damon finally do the big fight. And
by the way, Austin and Thorny, I know you guys got books. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. I could send you the link.
Yeah, what's up, Jerry? It is way past my time.
I got enough to mark you off, Sean, but you can stay and we'll keep trying to get you some money. Cool. Austin looked very interested. So hopefully Austin will throw you some money. He's a good dude. A lot can happen in the danger. I'm just saying. Look, the Cyclops may have only cheated with, a clone of Jean Grey and Emma Frost, but he did try to bang Psylocke as well. Like he's got run the gambit,
I mean, wouldn't we all though? Actually, I don't think he tried to bang Gambit.
I mean, that's only because they could have been brothers. They didn't want to make it weird in continuity later, but he would.
It works in Alabama though.
If Gambit isn't interested in the opposite sex, I don't know what's going on. Because if anybody's bisexual, it is Gambit.
Totally.
Yeah, Jerry, you can come on. I can't promise you necessarily a backer, but you're more than welcome to come on. We can see what we can do for you. All right, so next up, let's see if our boy Angel/Hunter, Rich, got any money. His second mutability is clapping them cheeks. Well, Gambit, Iceman's even worse. He messed around with a few X-Men and then was like, nah, I'm gay.
Yep.
That's just offensive.
Right. He's like, I tried.
I tried. So you were at 43 when we started. You are at 44 now. So we're getting you there. So you have gotten some money, but I want to get you some more. Can we play your trailer?
Yeah, I don't know that I've actually seen the trailer. So yeah, let's roll that beautiful beam footage.
There we
That's
go.
the first time I've seen that new trailer. So
what? Oh, I hear it's a damn good trailer.
thank you. You know what? Experts agree, and I knew it all along. No, Joey Galvez, he put together the trailer for me. He's really been amazing. If you guys haven't heard of Geek Collective, you can look him up. He helped me build the whole campaign, so he's been doing some really cool stuff like that. And I think he made a really beautiful Kickstarter page.
Yeah, he's a good guy, friend of the show. I like Joey.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So good. Hold on, I got to link up Jerry. Jerry wants to come. Apparently, he's got to check on you. Because you're past your bedtime. He doesn't want you to say anything stupid.
I know.
But tell people about Angel Hunter here. What else do people need to know? Why should they open up that wallet and give you some money?
So, all right. So, Angel Hunter is absolutely pure adrenaline action. I like to tell people, imagine if the Empire hit every planet in the Republic at the same time. That's the pace that we get in Angel Hunter. It is the entire realm of Edessa is being blitzed by this army led by Aiden. He's the Darth Vader-esque character, Anakin Skywalker. He is a brilliant tactician, brilliant general. He seems to be powerful in every possible way, almost to an invincible degree. But he has a very strong fatal flaw. He's rotting. He's falling apart. So he has to wear this armor all the time. And he knows that eventually he is going to rot and fall apart. But before he does that, he wants to bring freedom to humanity. So, like I said, we really do. We hit the gas on page 1, and we don't let up till 102. This is the most action-packed book I've ever written. Most of my books, if you guys have followed them, are more slow burn, psychological horror, and Angel Hunter is the first really action-packed book that I've written. Each one of our hey, what's up, Jerry? Each one of our 4 special children, they have, not only do they have powers, but they also have flaws that kind of balance them. I was a big Vampire the Masquerade player growing up, so I love the merits and the flaws system. My favorite character is Go. He's kind of our Naruto. He is a paraplegic warrior who doesn't even know the meaning of the word impossible. That's him right there. He will literally crawl elbow to elbow to elbow, dragging his legs behind him through a battlefield to get to a temple and save one little dragon egg. That's Go. And each one of the characters, so he's paraplegic, but he gains the power, the ability to borrow powers from the beast gods. But the catch is, every time he does that, he gets a little bit closer to losing his own humanity. And eventually he will become entirely bestial. Our 4 special children that we're following, Go, Azaraza, and Saoirse and Aiden, they're all Nephilim. But they don't know that yet because they're special Nephilim, because they didn't mutate and turn into the giant kaiju that most Nephilim do. And so we're going to go on an exploration to find out why, what makes them special. And, as they learn they get to walk both roads. They can kind of relate to angels. They can kind of relate to humans. So as they discover themselves, they really will have a very big decision to make of whether humanity is worth saving or whether they should side with the angels and break the world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So a couple questions to answer.
Yes.
Austin, drop the link to both. The link is in both? So you should be able to see the link. It should be in the chat. So scroll up on your Facebook scroll. Both Angel Hunter and Fog Within is there. So you should be able to back. We'd love for you to back. We'd love to give extra support. I've already marked him out my list, but I still want Rich to get more money.
I do too.
He doesn't cry like Sean, but you know, he will.
I just huddle in a corner and rock back and forth.
He's in a bathtub. I mean, Rich just has his own problems.
I am. Yep. Like I said, hey, you double my money here. I will take this laptop right to the bubble bath.
Right.
Jerry knows. Jerry knows.
I do. Rich, did you describe the book as like a psychological horror? Is that what you said?
No. That's what I normally write. So this one is a very action-packed seinen manga style book. There's a lot of fighting. Totally not my normal style of writing, which I think is one of the reasons why I really enjoyed writing Angel Hunter. It was something completely different. After I finished Prometheus and Chains, I had to do something different. I left every possible thing I had in Prometheus and Chains. I didn't want to look at a horror story. So I decided to try something different. I'd been watching a lot of anime, been reading a lot of manga, and I just had this idea one night. I just watched Goblin Slayer, and I was going to bed, and I had this idea. I was like, I sat down, I started writing it on my phone. It was just this 4 people. They go into a cave, and they end up fighting the demon lord Moloch and all the different choirs of fallen angels. And so the next day I sent it over to Les, and I was like, hey, you think we could make something of this? And he got back to me. He's like, hell yes, we can make something of this. Let's write the rest of it. And so, that's kind of how Angel Hunter came to be. I just, I needed a break. I needed to get out of horror for a minute. Oh, yes. Anthony. Yeah, I love that. That character is Azaraza. It is 10 souls that inhabit the same body, and they're both fighting for existence, but they know that eventually one of them is going to have to consume the other, and neither wants to do that. The only way that they can exist in the world at the same time is for one of them to inhabit a corpse. But while they're inside of that corpse, the corpse decays very rapidly. And if they don't make it back to one another by the time the corpse decays, then they both cease to exist. So that's what you're seeing in that image. Is you're seeing Raza, claw his way out of a corpse, to get back to Azar.
Is this a mission video to get to North Dakota? I do. By the way, if anybody knows anybody in North Dakota, I need a fan. There's one fan in North Dakota, so I have all 50 states, at least a fan in every state.
I don't know anybody in North Dakota.
No one does.
There's nobody there.
I mean, is there really a North Dakota? Because I don't know anyone who's ever actually been to North Dakota.
This could be proof. Anthony, I did want to tell you this as well. Rich is the guy who I shared a booth with at MegaCon. I was in the corner, he was on the other side. I think you barely got to meet him one day, and I think you got one of his trades. But that's
I knew I recognized that name. Yes, I think we did. We met on on Friday.
They're my super. I introduced them as my super fans.
Yep. So, I remember. What's up, Anthony? Nice to meet you again.
So if you want to get his book, he's not coming to MegaCon again because he almost died. So.
Although I am going down for Halloween Horror Nights, so
you never learn.
I know. And every time I go to Orlando, I get sick. Like I legit get sick every time I go to Orlando.
All right. Next up, I am going to let's show Jerry's real quick because Jerry just came. How are you, Jerry? We haven't seen each other. Where have you been?
It's been. You know what? I feel like you went on vacation, and that. I know it was only a short period of time, but it felt like so much longer. So in my mind, that's what happened. Is that you went on vacation?
That's where you've been.
Yeah, I've been in my mind on vacation because you were away. I was like, I don't need to do anything or worry about it.
You heard I was going on vacation, so you just stopped doing anything until I went.
That's exactly right.
Just wait until I came back. So
that's exactly
it's been several months, but that's because I said I was going on vacation. I understand. I've been worried sick, Jerry. I've been worried sick.
I appreciate you, man.
And I need you to write a comic for me. So we need to talk.
Yeah, let's talk about it, man.
I need some comics written. So you need to talk to me. So message me after. So I got something for you.
All right.
Um,
That's exciting. I was just coming on to make fun of Rich. I wasn't really. I was going to say, when you were talking about psychological horror, I was like, that's what it's like being your publisher, buddy.
Yeah, no, I know exactly.
So tell us.
I still haven't gotten a single one of those books.
Well, we just discussed this. Rich and I did a book together, Reign of Dracula, that Thorny Comics printed, and he moved and opened a new store, and I moved, and so there was this period where we just weren't connecting. So I sent a box of like 30 books to Les, who also did the art for that book, and Rich still hasn't gotten a box of books yet. So he has a book that's been on. It was a successful raise on Kickstarter. We raised like almost $6,500. It was a good one, and he still hasn't seen one. He still doesn't have one.
I don't even know what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like.
I mean, that seems fair. I mean, that's fine. Writers are worthless, Rich. You haven't figured that out.
Oh, trust me. Trust me. Yeah, I've seen everybody. And this is why I'm going to Kickstarter, honestly, man. The direct market absolutely sucks for a writer because, I mean, I've watched everybody make money off of my books except for me. If it hadn't been for Cult of Dracula being the success that it was, I wouldn't really have made much of anything off of sales. Everything I do would be what I make on convention sales like that. But after Prometheus, I paid Jordan DiRenzo upwards of $24,000 to draw the book, and I've yet to recover a penny from it. So that's what really soured me on the direct market. And there's so much potential in Kickstarter. So that's something that I'm hoping that I can do more, because I want to keep writing. I really do, but if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. So have to look for a different avenue, because the direct market, it's just, I don't know, it's brutal. It feels good. I mean, I go to Barnes and Noble and I see my book, or I go to Target and my book's on the shelf. That feels good, but I'd rather have the money.
Right. Well, I know someone who's made money in comics. Scott Steiner. Jerry's using his name to make.
That's a guy. People have heard of him, right?
Yeah, he did a thing once.
He did a couple things.
Yeah. He wrote Batman and then said he'd never write Batman, and then wrote Batman again. It's very confusing.
But
he
it's like
also
a different
made
Batman.
fun of the Ultimates for years, the Ultimate Universe, and said it was a cheap way out, and then created the Absolute Universe. He's very confusing as a guy.
It's the verbiage. It's the verbiage. He didn't like Ultimates,
Right.
He needs a different name. Absolute's a way better name. That's what I
kind of.
I love pointing that out to him. I was like, you said a lot of things, Scott.
He
So
does say a
tell
lot
us
of things.
about
He's
the
online
Cloak
all
Room.
day, so he does say a lot of things.
What's
so this
going
book,
on? We're at 450 pages now. We're wild.
Yeah, we've done 4 issues. Each one has been bigger than the one before it. And then there are 2 volumes that came before me that were sort of the precursor anthology project, the bigger thing, Tales from the Cloakroom. So we've done 4 issues that are each, between 5 and 8 short stories. For anyone who doesn't know, this is an anthology project that sprouted out of Scott Snyder's Substack writing class. So all the stories in this anthology are created by people in Scott's class. A lot of them are stories that were workshopped with Scott. The writers in the class have access to Scott. If you want to wait for a long time to get a meeting, he's a very busy man. And but he will actually read your story and give you notes on it, which is kind of awesome. So this is like all people listening to the class who decide to actually take what Scott's saying in the class and apply it to their craft. And a lot of them are first-time creators. A lot of the artists are from the class too, although it is mostly a writing class. So in this issue, we have 5 new stories. They're awesome.
Let's go backwards. Tell us about these people.
Yeah. So Better Angels is Ken Jansen's. Ken's written a couple stories for us. This is his second one. It's sort of a superhero it's a twist on like a superhero origin story. It's told in 2 different timelines. But it's really beautiful and kind of I mean, a lot of superhero origin stories are a bit dark, but this is like sort of punch you in the gut, dark, twisty thing.
And his colorist Ralph here is amazing. He's very, very good.
Ralph's great. This is, I think, our 3rd story with him. The Hunted by Griffey Sarmiento. It's a couple of commandos are attacked by this gigantic lizard-looking alien thing, and they're trying to get back to their people to give them a heads up about, what the soft spot is, how to fight these things. But one of them is having like this, is constantly flashing back to the attack. The inks on that story are actually fantastic, which is that page. If you look at that bottom panel, it's mostly like blood splatter,
can make it big for that.
Dots down there. Yeah, it's very pretty.
Right. Next up,
Secret Sauce by John Auerbach. It's I actually learned the term cozy fantasy because of this story. I've never heard that before. It's an elf in a magical realm. She has a sandwich shop. She runs out of her secret sauce for her most popular sandwich, and she has to feed a hungry ogre. So she goes off on a journey to go find the secret sauce, which requires facing off with a dragon.
And Megan has a cute art style. I like it.
Yeah, she's great. She's worked
on like tons of stuff too.
Yeah, they came to us together like they were already a pair. Sometimes the thing about this anthology is people in the class will pitch us a story that's just a log line, and then we'll help them, develop it into an outline, develop it into, other stuff. Rich, someone's asking where can they find Cult of Dracula?
Oh, well, it is. You can find it anywhere Simon & Schuster books are sold, or if you DM me, I can sell you one through my comic book store and get it shipped out to you, no problem. But yeah, you literally can find Cult of Dracula anywhere. Check your local comic book shop, or Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Books A Million. It's at Target. But I'd love to sell you one and I'd be happy to sign it for you. So just send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, and be happy to.
Is there an add-on on Angel Hunter for it?
Yeah. So I don't think it's on there now, but that's something I think they're going to add this coming week to where we can get Cult of Dracula, Rise, Prometheus, and maybe even some Reign of Dracula. Give me the box, Jerry.
All right, so Jerry, you got to tell us more about Nate. Apparently, he's written for me. No, I know he's written for me.
Nate, yeah, Nate's fantastic. Nate came to us with this one. This one was actually almost done, and we went through the editorial process and still made some tweaks to it. But it's like it's already it's a great story. It's like a dark. This kid comes home to his family home.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Yeah. I know you're talking about, but look at this guy. He basically works for Orange Code. What is he trying to get you?
Yeah. It's just a list of.
Who the fuck is this guy?
It's just a list of your credits. That's all it is.
I created all those. What are you talking about, bro? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good. So it's a story. This young man comes home to his childhood home and kind of has to face his mother, who he has come to view as this like monstrous person, whether that's fair or not. And the whole thing is sort of this psychological character study on his relationship with his mom.
Is it like the relationship you have with Jerry at being the publisher, based on what you said earlier?
Exactly right. Me and Rich right there.
Right.
This one, do you know Casey? Do you know Casey Van Heel?
I know the book Knights of the Fifth Dimension because of Blue Juice, but beyond that, I don't.
Yeah, so Casey's great. This is, I think, his second story with us, and he's been published before. He did a book called Palooka that was really good too. That I found through Scott's class. But this story, he had to explain to me how he wanted to lay it out visually like 5 times, and I still didn't fully get it until he literally sketched it out on like a napkin and showed it to us. But it's sort of like a medieval tapestry. It's like if you took the Canterbury Tales and turned it into a comic book, a 10-page comic. And it's each page is a full splash page of the same scene that changes over the course of many seasons and many years. So there's all these like corners of the page that, there's a cottage that has a story arc and a well that has a little arc. But the story that you're following, there's like a little panel thing, art thing that they came up with that follows the story through page to page. It's the story of a squire whose knight is killed, and then the squire swears revenge, and then, rather like disastrously dedicates his whole life to just becoming a fighter so he can face off with this Black Knight.
Nice.
But it's really like one of those things where you can, even without lettering, you can kind of look at it over and over again. You kind of pick up something different every time. It's actually very cool, layered. It's a thing you could only really do in comics.
I backed the previous Cloakroom book. Good stuff, but they're churning out so fast I can't read them.
I'm sorry. I apologize. This one's a little shorter than the last one, so it's not that bad. I won't be adding too much to your pile if you pick up this one.
Anthony's good people. He loves indie guys, so I'm sure he'll get it. All right, let's share that out. Get out that. All right.
Thank you, sir.
So
Appreciate you.
we'll get that shared out as well. Austin, where are you? You still there? Because I've shared all these links. I want to know where you're at. Next up, last but not least, we will go to Voodoo one more time. So I am live with the last issue of Voodoo Nations. This has been the year of completion. Earlier in the year we completed Greatest April. What is that beep? I need to know. What is it? What is happening?
I apologize.
You?
It's me.
What's going on?
It's a thing over here. I'll turn it off.
You're fine. What is it? I want to know what it is. A high blood pressure?
Yeah, we all want to know what
No,
it is. We
I
don't want
wish
to
it was high
stop.
blood pressure. It's online poker.
Oh, are you winning?
I'm not winning. I'm on with Tom Mum actually from Blue Juice Comics, where it's like a Thursday night thing they do. Do you play, Travis?
What's up?
Do you play poker?
I do. I'm actually really good at it.
Oh, I should hook you up with. You should talk to Tom. He does like they have a couple of local games they play right in your neighborhood down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'd love to do that. Blue Juice, for those who don't know, is a great publisher, really good guys. I will eventually do a book with them. It's very weird because I was like, here's all my books. Would you like to publish one? And they're like, yes. I was like, okay, good. Which one? We'd like a new one. Wait, no, I said all these books. And they're like, yeah, we want a new one. And then we never got to the point of giving them a new one to publish. They would publish a new one. I just stuff. And now with Diamond, they're probably in a weird spot. But at the time before, like that was the case. Just do a book and give them a book and you're good. And I just never got around to doing it because that's my world. I know that sounds very stressful to probably Sean and maybe even Rich, but that's my world. I had many like deals that I need to go back to. And they're not knocking on my door either. Like they like me, but like they're not like, hey.
Well, to be fair, they're not knocking on anyone's door right now. They're kind of figuring out what to do with the Diamond thing being what it is, and publishing their own. Trying to complete books they had going years ago, trying to get them all back up and running.
But I like those guys. I think they're good people. They want to do a book with me. I want to do a book with them. It'll happen at some point.
Rich, you know Tom, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was he was on Swap Shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Not I only worked with him a couple times on Swap Shop, but
Rich and I have worked on multiple media. We're multimedia buddies.
Yep.
Right.
Jerry said he was going to make me famous. I'm still not famous.
That's right.
But I'm almost famous.
And then I chose to leave him alive instead.
Yeah, right.
See, I had the same
Death,
contract when I
fame.
met with Jerry. It was the rich and famous clause. I had to choose one. I chose famous over rich. And apparently that just meant I was an influencer on Facebook and I get $30 a month. So he made his promise.
You get the stars.
You keep investing that, compounding interest and everything.
Yeah. In fact, if you're watching this, you want to give me stars, that will boost me. I literally get 5 cents a star. So, I mean, if you got extra stars, go ahead and give me some stars. And good luck on poker, Jerry. All right. So this is Voodoo Nations. This is the final issue. We are 20 hours to go. Voodoo Nations is a book about 2 missionaries who go to Brazil. They meet up with an evil voodoo priest. Husband dies, and they're trying to figure out what's wrong with him. Apparently likes to piss on graves. It's just weird. He's doing his thing, but this evil voodoo priest just won't go away and is messing up this love, this perfect love between his husband and a wife. The story is really based off of a time in my life when my wife, my mother had died, and I didn't know if I was going to recover. I didn't know who I was going to be. Did you guys see any of that, the pages, or was I just talking here?
No, they were up.
Yeah,
they were up. Okay, all right.
No, it was there. Yeah,
they were there for a bit.
So my mother died, and just that first grief that you have, whatever it is, that first time you have grief, it just messes you up. You don't know who you are anymore. Like, it just changes who you are. And I remember just looking at this woman, and I was like, I don't feel the same. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be normal. I don't ever feel like I love or not get sad all the time. Like, I really was in the moment. And it's really a fictional story about that, me trying to figure out, refinding myself, and someone loving me through this person who I was, because I was aggressively drinking, and I was just going wild, very rebelling. And my mom was in AA, so that's very offensive. I'm like, hey, mom died. Remember when we were 12 and she got clean, and that was her whole life and her whole thing. And she, works at the jail and got people clean. Hey, brother, let's go to New Orleans and get drunk. That seems great, right? Very weird shit that is counter what your mother would love. But, my wife saw me through it, and I got better. So, yeah, it's a very personal story, and I'm very happy to finish it. I just did a Substack about it, if you guys read it, of all the stuff I've gone through to make it. I'm going to share a few pages here, too, because they are very, very cool. Let's see if they come up here yet. See if they can make them bigger. Nope. Not without covering them up. So I just want to, there's some spoilers in here, but there's some really cool shit in here that I don't know why there's 3 versions of that, but all right. He gives me the JPEGs and the TIFFs, so that's why you're seeing it twice. There's some cool visuals in this book that I really, really like. I think the artist really picked it off. We've got a new creature here that is of my own creation. Not a Nephilim, not an angel. We've got all the old characters. And so it's a very cool book, and I'm really excited for people who've watched it and read it and then checked it out, they can really enjoy it and see it. So, but yeah, we're going to leave it here. But yeah, it's some crazy stuff. I'm excited about it. So, but I am at, let me see where I was at. So before we started this, I was at 158. I am at 159. At 3, see, look, that's good.
nice.
So I can mark myself off. Good. Get that there. And then Jerry, let's go to you real quick and see, because you were the last one who needed something. You just came on. I got to share my link out first. Gotta get all the stuff done. By the way, if you're watching, please leave some comments, guys. We haven't heard from you guys in a bit. Makes us sad. So, all right, now I got to know, when we hear the noise, is that a win?
No, it's actually
just fucking do your turn.
That's what it is. It's Poker Stars. It's a really annoying app, and it gives you a hey warning 1 second into the window when it's your turn. If I could turn it off, I would. I wouldn't miss anything. I don't need it.
You're good.
But it just comes to life, and immediately it's hey!
And it shows how good your other players are, where you're I can go live. They're not that good.
Exactly.
I don't need to count cards. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I wish it meant I was winning.
All right, hold on. I got to go to the last spot to share this one more space. Oh, I already did that. I should not share it.
I gotta say real quick too, Scott Snyder's class, I promoted every podcast that I do. I love his class, his whole thing. I met with him once a month for the first year, and he's everything you want him to be. He's the greatest guy ever. So
yeah, he's really nice.
Everything,
and he actually, the fact that he'll do office hours with you and talk you through your story, and it could be a comic. It could be if you're working on a novel, whatever you're writing that you want to just bounce off of someone who tells stories for a living. He's happy to do it and really enjoys that. Yeah, it's very cool.
I'm in it as well. I don't participate. I literally just watch the video, so nobody knows I'm there. But but that's cool about it as well, though. Like Scott wouldn't even know that I'm in his class, but I get it. He's got so many people doing things. You know, he's got the people who are there and leaving comments and questions and doing stuff, and then he's got people like me who is busy kind of doing this a lot of the times, and I just watch the videos. So the videos, I'm either in the live when they're live or I'm catching it the second day, you know, to make sure I get the money's worth. So, and I've never taken a class, and I need to, because I even think I have that level. I'm pretty sure I'm at that level to be able to do that, and haven't done it because I'm fucking dumb. And Scott, we got you a backer.
Well, I see that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
I admit it's me, but I think we're going to get Anthony as well. So
it was you.
But that gets everybody a backer tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
We are at 11:30. We've been here for an hour and a half. I think it's time to say goodbye. We got everybody some time. You know, Voodoo Nations is still live for another 20 hours. Here, hold on.
I have to look back. The only reason I haven't backed Voodoo Nations yet is I backed an earlier Kickstarter for like issue 2 or 3, and I just want to make sure. I want to see which ones I already have, and then.
Yeah, you can actually. There's a pledge that says just get back issues that you need. So just click how many you need, and you're good.
Yeah, that's why I want to figure out which ones I need.
All right. So let's see. Angel Hunter is 20 days left. I'm going to share them all as I go. I really kind of want to see Jerry's screen though, to see how he's doing in poker. Can you?
I know, right?
I'm all in right now, and Tom just called me. He's got me covered.
All right, let's see.
Okay. Oh no, fuck! Somebody else took both of us. Sorry. We both had low straights. Someone else had the high straight. We both got screwed.
So wait a minute. You built this whole thing up. We've heard that. And then you fucking lose?
Hell yeah. Over and over again, dude. Over and over again. Do you just win when you play poker? Is that how you play?
I get to the top 4 at least.
Do you?
I do. Like if you ever want to, well, you don't live. You live in Florida sometimes, right?
No, I was there working for a while. So
you've been here a lot. It's more than just once.
Yeah, for sure.
So there is a poker tournament that David Byrne runs that with the Boys and Girls Club in Daytona. And I go every year to get beer for the whole year because I always get to the top 6, which is where you get beer for a year. So you will see me there every year to make sure I don't have to pay for beer for a year. So you get a case of beer for every month of the year, which, by the way, is not great. It sounds great, like in theory, but it's all from Budweiser, which I'm not saying Budweiser has a lot of variables, but not a lot of variables, right? So it's, Budweiser, Bud Light. I think they own Blue Moon. I think Blue Moon's in their thing. So you could get some variations, but it's basically a bunch of light beers, which is not my drink of choice. But if I liked IPAs, man, I'd be set. All right. That's my thing. But I'm very embarrassed for you for losing, Jerry.
Dude, it's way worse being me.
You let us all down, Jerry.
But do you even know this other guy? So this is just a nobody.
They're people I play with every week. So it's a couple other guys who live down near Tom. It's like the local crew down in Palm Bay, that area.
No, I'd happily play a night. I'd have to play a night. Tell them to invite me. All right. So got 20 days left on this. 44 backers. You got anything else to say about it real quick, Rich?
I think I alluded to this earlier, but I really do feel like I've got a special book here. Les and I agree. Seinen manga, it just feels good. I have the same feelings about this book that I had about Cult of Dracula, and Cult did exceptionally well. I'm really looking forward to having Angel Hunter tie me up for the next 4 or 5 years. This is the this is the first volume of a 10-volume series. We're gonna have well over 1,000 story pages when we're done. So in order for us to really get to that final page, we need people buying in early. So get in there, back Angel Hunter Volume 1. I think you'll really enjoy it, especially if you're a manga fan, anime fan at all. If you like action adventure, if you like fantasy, There's a lot for you in Angel Hunter. It is 102 pages of pure adrenaline action with a whole lot of character development spread in there too.
All right. Next up, we've got Fog Within.
Got another backer too.
Yeah, you got another backer. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
So tell us why someone needs to give you money.
Yeah. So like I said, Rebels, you got Dystopian Future. There's a lot of characters in this, and they all have their own voice. They all family kind of dynamic. They all have their own reason for being the elite rebel that they are. Alpha, Epsilon, Zeta, those characters. Hunter, he's learning about his power. In issue 3, it gets kind of nuts with his power, actually, which causes him to go on his own against Damon and this regime. And all the rebels are coming into place for this issue, all in the same scene. It's one stop, like one big action scene. 20 out of the 24 pages is nonstop story-driven action. 90s over the top. It's what I grew up on. I love. You learn a little bit more about Damon, the main villain. And I have Legos. I have Gary, which I haven't mentioned tonight, but I've mentioned before. Gary is my son's character that basically he's in one page in each issue, and he's had a developing story in that he was a guy in a burlap sack just screaming, scared. Second issue, he was taken as a captive. The third issue, he's now a rebel. And now the fourth issue, he's on the cover. Because I had people asking about Gary on a cover, and he's got a Gatling gun, and he's gonna be taking on everybody with his big Gatling gun that my son wanted him to have, and he's gonna continue the story too. So that's my son's character that he controls, and he is obsessed with Gary and tells all of his friends about him. It's great.
Nice. So, question for you: is this bringing in 96 pages?
Yeah. This is
so are you ashamed that you're under Rich's 102 pages?
Yes. Digitally back matter though, I have a little bit more than.
Don't just try to like.
You
it's just compensating. I mean,
I'm at 450. So
right, you're killing.
I have a long way to go.
Yeah. We have got a long way to go to catch up to Jerry.
Yep.
You're killing. So let's go to the 540 shenanigans. You know, I want to tell you, Jerry does a lot of work for Scott. I still haven't seen him even do a 4-page backup anywhere. So I'm just saying, not sure if it's worth it, Jerry. Just saying. Scott's gonna hate me one day. He's not. He's not.
One day.
One day.
We can only hope.
There's an email being typed right now. I want to let you know that I
would just like to call your attention to this live stream that happened last night.
Travis talked a lot of shit. I didn't hit the words do not reflect what I mean to say.
Travis said the following things, and Jerry Carita did not correct him.
54 pages of harassing some dark genre bending stories. So what's up? Tell us about this. 450 pages. Well, what do people need to know before they go?
I mean, I think it's just kind of a fun, what's nice about this anthology, and I'm speaking to someone who does a lot of anthologies that are very well organized and kind of have a really great, strong central organizing principle. This doesn't really have that. It's sort of like it could be anything. Every story you could be reading, like we've had zombie stories that are like touching, sweet little things, and others that are really horrifying, awful, just monster stories and stuff like that. So, from page to page, story to story, there's kind of something in every issue for everybody. This one, we've got some like light comedic stuff and some really dark psychological shit in this one. So, I just think it's a lot of fun, and I get to do all kinds of fun, different genres with different writers and different creators, and I'm really, it's one of my favorite things that I do.
And just so people know, I have asked Jerry before for referrals for writers and artists. So when I need somebody outside of my network, Jerry's one of the guys who I reach to. So
yeah, I've gotten to meet a lot of really cool people through it. Les is actually Les from Rich's book has done 2 different stories so far for us.
Nice. And is this the? So I know that originally, I'm not sure if things change. Is this the book? The next one will be a trade to be like volume 3 of the trade.
No, so there's volume 3 of the bigger. There's 2 volumes of the bigger book that came out before us. They would do 1 a year, and it was a totally different group of people who did volume 1, and volume 2, and then we took it over. And it's sort of an issue-based thing, so they're all much smaller. We don't have a plan yet about when we're going to collect it into a bigger book, because we think. Well, I'll just tell you what we want to do. We'd like to talk to Scott once there are maybe 2 more issues, and talk about actually, collecting it into like reorganizing the stories and releasing it into the direct market. With his blessing, with a bigger publisher than me, probably. But figure that out. So that's something we would like to do with it. And we haven't had a chance to talk with him about it, but I think we want to get like at least 2 more issues under our belts. This way we'd have enough material for a full year of releases every month.
I mean, and even if that didn't work, you're at Omnibus size, so you could do a big Omnibus, a big giant book. And the positive of that, you don't need a lot of backers when the money count. When you start printing those big books, believe it or not, they're very profitable. That's why they do them.
Right.
Shh, Marvel. Because people will pay $100 or whatever to get those big giant books, so they tend to be very, very profitable because it doesn't cost.
I've got a few of them right here. Gigantic.
Yeah.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. There's one for Dracula, one for Frankenstein, all by the same team. I got a couple of these gigantic books.
So. But yeah, the link's out there if you got that. And then last but not least, we've got Voodoo Nations. Only 20 hours left on this year, so you're going to have to do that tonight if you're going to want to get it, or tomorrow.
I've already got it open. I'm already trying to figure out which ones I need.
Trying to figure that out. So we've got Voodoo Nations here, and just because we're bragging about numbers, I just did my thing here. I am at 147. For mine, so I am bigger than Sean and Rich, but smaller than Jerry. Those are absolutely not. Those are absolute units.
Words spoken by men in locker rooms in New York for at least the last 10 years.
But yes, Voodoo Nations is here. See how it ends. Get issue 5. It's all good. I'm excited about it. Thank you for the other backer, whoever came on, because we got 2 backers tonight. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have successfully done it. Normally we have more people. I will commit to doing, only because I paid for StreamYard, one next week. So we'll do another one on the 26th. If anybody's still live, if you need anything, we can help you get some backers and support and do all that and help you go for the next thing. So anybody have anything else they want to say or tell people where they find them before we leave?
I am backing Voodoo Nations right now, just to let you know that. And you can find me on all of the socials. You can get me at Rich Davis Comics or at World of Dracula on everything.
Yeah. If you want, Rich, for your store, if you want to, you could do the retail tier and you can get I know it only says Voodoo Nations, but you could get some other books too if you wanted. If you want to get some Orange Cone books, we could you and I can talk separately, and I'll just send you that value of Orange Cone books so you can have them for the store.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the Kickstarter right now. So let's figure that out.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to end the stream, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out.
All right. Take it easy. Thanks for having us, man. Take it easy. Jerry, check your text messages.
He's on mute.
I will. Thank you, buddy.
And Jerry, stick up after because I got to tell you what I need you for.
Okay.
This is bedtime.
Yeah. He's very funny. He's like, yeah, it's all, I when we were working together on stuff, I would text him and he would just stop at like 9 o'clock. You can't get him after 9 o'clock. So I was surprised to see him when I logged in.
All right. Good night, guys. Good night. I'll play the outro and just